thinking about it, I'm looking, I'm watching, I'm seeing it. It's happening over and over again. They got it all in the rap song, singing about robbing your people, rob this dude, rob that. And I'm seeing our brothers go out and they literally robbing their own people. They run up to each other, put a gun on each other, take each other's stuff. Over what?
Yeah, and it's crazy to me because it's the younger youth that's going out there.
You gotta speak up.
It's the younger youth that's going out there and they want to steal. Don't they know that you're not supposed to steal? But no, if they was taught that by their parents and was in these laws and commandments and raised them up, like the brother said, train them up as from a youth not to steal, then they would know that. Because this younger generation, when they cannot go get it and they've been so spoiled by their parents.
That's right. See, that's what happens. They get trained up and given everything. No longer having to work for it. So now when you get to the age and the parents like, you grown, you need to go get it yourself.
The only thing they resort to is hitting the streets, and they're going to steal from their own people, though.
Robbing or stealing.
And it's crazy because, give me Exodus 20 and 15.
That's one of the most basic things to understand too, right?
Yeah, and that's crazy because it's in what they like to always say, oh, the 10 Commandments, well, what's in the 10 Commandments is thou should not steal.
Right. Give me Exodus chapter 20, verse 15. Exodus chapter 20, verse 15. And it reads, thou shalt not steal.
So no, you cannot steal, no matter how much. Listen, another thing I know that they have a problem with is they let the music influence them as well.
Right.
Just because some of their favorite artists saying that, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna rob this and I'm gonna steal this. That's how you got that, my brother?
But you gotta remember, half of them brothers, they on a track, man. Them brothers getting paid 10 stacks or something for a show. You think they really like that stealing and robbing?
They not really living that.
It's an illusion.
But what happens is the younger generation get a hold of that music, and it entices them, so they go and do the things that they have been hearing. They go do the same sin that they're not supposed to commit. You go and steal, so now you're robbing a man. You're not supposed to be robbing. There's a scripture that gets very detailed with that. It says thou shalt. Let's go to Leviticus 19 and 13. We're gonna prove that. It's crazy to me, man.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 13. Thou shalt not defraud thy neighbor, neither rob him. The wages of him that is hired shall not abide with thee all night until the morning.
This man have worked for everything that he's got. Every penny that you took from this man, he worked for that. But you go and rob him for that because you don't know no better.
Right. And I got a scripture that'll clear up that part where it says his wages shall not abide with them all the night long until the morning. Give me that in Proverbs 13 and 11, because this may clear it up where we'll understand what that's talking about, right? So let me get that, because you rob a man, you go home, you think everything is all fine and dandy, but the things that you do and the way that you get into stuff is going to diminish. Watch, come on, give me that. Give me that Proverbs 13 and 11.
Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 11. Wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished.
Come on, read it again. Read it slow for me though.
Wealth gotten by vanity.
See, wealth gotten by vanity. If you had to rob, steal, sin, anything you had to do, if you got something illegally, it's gotten through vanity. Wealth gotten through vanity shall diminish. And I'm a living testament to that. Let's say everything that I bought in with drug money, robbery money, all that stuff, I no longer possess it. Why? Because the Most High God said, if you had to do wrong to get it, it shall be diminished. You'll no longer own it. You'll no longer own it. It's going to be taken from you one way or another.
And that is so true, my brethren, because I know I'm a living testament to that as well. Because I know when I was in the world, I sold a lot of drugs. And it was two things that I bought with it that's gone from me now. I had bought a grill, which I love to wear all the time. It's gone because I did the wrong thing to get that. Had an Xbox, I called it Midnight. Guess what? Midnight is missing because I did the wrong thing. So all of those things I did, vanity, to get it with vanity, it diminished.
Think about that. All the people that I ran up on, right? I'm saying I no longer own any of those gold chains. I no longer own some of the cars that I did my little thing to get or whatever. I don't own the things that if you got to do sin to commit sin, and you get these things through vanity, through sin, and through the wrongdoings to get them, you will not possess them in the end. It will not abide with you until the morning.
True.
The things that's gotten through vanity shall be diminished.
It shall be diminished, and you're right about that, my brother. And then, okay, what happens after you rob and you stole from that man of your people? What happens? You end up in a place you don't want to be. You end up in jail, you end up in prison, or you end up dead.
I'm gonna bring out another point about it too. Watch. Think about this. when it says wealth gotten through vanity shall be diminished, think about this. One way or another is going to be taken from you, right? True. It may be a nigga come and rob you and take it from you. True. It may somebody come and kill you and take it from you. It could be the feds come and take you to prison and take everything you got, right?
Yeah, true.
So that's what I'm sorry, brother. I had to bring that out.
Man, that was a great point, my brother. But now you said that, that leads me to the next scripture. Let's get that Romans 6:23.
Right.
Because what they don't understand, man, there is a wage for every sin. But your wages for this sin could lead you to death.
Right. I'm going to pull that. Watch this. Give, Romans chapter 6, verse 23. Give me Exodus 22 and 2. Hold that for me. I'm going to read this for you. Romans chapter 6, verse 23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life. So the same way that that man went to go work to get his wages, to get his payments, your payment and your wage will be death for you robbing that man. Right. So you just got paid back. You just got a repayment. There go your check. Cash it out. Now you're all people don't understand that, man. When you mention about the wages of sin is death, right? Let's get Exodus 22 and 2 real quick. Watch this. Exodus chapter 22 and verse 2. If a theft be found. No, if a thief. Come on, bro. I'm sorry. Exodus 22 and 2. If a thief be found. Hold on, speak that again because it sounds like you said Ezra. I want to make sure they know where we at. Exodus chapter 22, verse 2. Come on. If a thief be found. If a thief be found, we know what a thief is. It will be a robber. That could be somebody who just like to steal. He said, if a thief be found. Breaking up and be smiting that he died. Hold on, you got to read that again for me. Read it again. If a thief be found. So if a thief be caught. So this is what it said. He's caught in the action. Come on. Breaking up. Come on. And be smiting that he died. Be smitten. Be smitten that he died. Meaning he be put to death. So you don't gotta read no more. That's all I really wanted to get out of it. I wanted to show that a thief eventually gonna be smitten. Right? And that also goes back to what his wages was for doing that sin. Right. And it's crazy though, but what would lead a man to go and rob his own people is that must be hate, my brother. What makes you the man? That's a sin when you hate your brother. When you hate your people at all, it's a sin. Right. Because only hate will make you go rob one of your own people after they done work and struggling just as well as you. But you can't go get your own. Right. Times is hard for everybody. You gonna come and rob me with my stuff? That's what I'm saying, bro. Go out there, man. It's plenty of things you can do. You can go get your lawnmower and start cutting yours. Right. Go get your own stuff, man. You can wash cars. That's all you gotta do, man. Invest in something, my brother. Following the temple and shit. That's crazy, man. Come on, man. It's like that. No, I understand, man. That's the thing. Let me get that real quick. Let me get 3 and 17. 1 Corinthians 3 and 17? Right. 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 17. If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy. For the temple of God is holy, which temple you are. So you are the temple of the Most High God, man. These brothers out here, they smoking these tobacco, cigarettes, smoking on that, them black amounts. Yeah, man. Smoking the marijuana, even though marijuana is good if you use it the way the Most High God told you to use it. Thank you. But if you go outside of that, you need to go Instacart. That's Instacart right there. Yeah. You say, I can buy that. That's Instacart right there. Hey. Instacart, that's another people. They get robbed in the hood all the time. You see that? That's hate. They work hard. They work hard for their money, man. They work hard. Instacart works real hard. They do. I said his name, Instacart, means he is hired. Right. So that's how we do it. We just